I've been meeting many guys who were highly successful with women. Guys who had an insanely beautiful and awesome girlfriend, or just guys who had several girlfriends, or just had the opportunity to sleep with many girls whenever they wanted to. But as a dating coach, of course, I've also met the opposite. I met guys who are very unsuccessful and maybe haven't slept with a girl for 20 years. And with time, you start to notice patterns. And this is what this video is about. Because all the wildly successful guys have had these three traits. And listen carefully, because if you learn these three traits, the chance of you becoming a really successful guy with girls, a real playboy, will be very high. Trait number one, they interact with an insanely high amount of girls. I know a guy, he's what many would say a real attractive stereotype. He's young enough, he's really good looking, in a great shape, he makes a lot of money in his job, and he just can't meet girls. I talked to him, hey man, why aren't you dating girls? And he says, there are no girls in the world, there are no attractive girls. I asked him, no, there are attractive girls in the world, but why don't you meet them? And then he says, I mean, there are just no girls around. But the reason why he doesn't meet those girls is because he's working 7 days a weekend. In his very male-dominated industry, there are no girls. So of course, if there are no girls in your life, there is no opportunity to seduce those girls. A man who wants to seduce many girls needs to meet those girls first. If you don't meet them, you can't seduce them. And there are many places where you can find many beautiful, attractive girls. Of course, the streets are one of those. Every girl is going out, you can approach them on the street. But there are also other places, maybe something like a bar or a salsa club. There are some places, in fact, when I was thinking of salsa club, where you have more girls than guys in the venue. And this is also where you can have really great experiences when you're in an area where you have 60% girls and 40% guys. Also, a good rule of thumb is that the more players or PUAs are in that area, the more competition there is and the worse the girls react. Of course, if you're going to the pickup bar where all your pickup buddies go, you'll realize, okay, girls aren't nice because they're getting approached all the time and their shields are up. Guys who are successful with girls have found a place where they can spend a decent amount of time, where there are many women and where they can have nice, friendly conversations with those girls. Trait number two, those guys do not care at all about rejection. I mean, if you approach a girl and she's just married and really loves her husband, there is nothing you can do. If the girl is pregnant but you just can't see it, then also there is not much you can do. If you look like the guy who maybe sexually harassed her the last time, and I hope you aren't that guy, then still you can't do too much. If she has diarrhea, if she's on her way to work, sometimes it's not you. Very often girls say, I'm not interested. And what guys understand is, you are not interesting. But what those girls actually mean is, I am not interested. The focus is on them, not on you. Therefore, it is very important to not take rejections personally and also not care at all about those. Because very often you'll hear, I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested. But after some time, you'll hear, I am interested. Show me what you got. And this is the time where you need to be in a good emotional state and actually still be positive as you've been in the beginning to seduce the girl. Of course, sometimes you meet attractive girls who are DTF, who want to meet new guys, but just say, hey, I'm not interested in you. And this is where good game comes into play. We have a video like that where Deepak approached a girl, really beautiful girl, and he gave her a compliment and she was like, ugh. And Deepak still managed to seduce her. The video is linked in the first link in the description. If you've read Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, you're probably aware that there are two systems of making a decision. The first one is the instant decision maker, and the second one is the one which makes deeper, more analytical decisions. And sometimes girls instantly reject you because they don't know you. They only judge the properties they can see at the moment. And what happens then is that the girl says, hey, I'm interested, but I'm not interested in you. And then what you have to do is say, girl, you're wrong. And this is where good game comes into play, how to communicate that. But the foundation of that is not to care about rejections, so you can actually approach girls and come to that point. Trait number 3, they listen to positive influences around them. Guys who are successful with girls very often had somebody who's already very successful and they've learned from them. Even the so-called naturals, where you think that they know it from the beginning, have very often learned it from their father or their mother, and therefore have subconsciously gained this knowledge. I mean, seduction isn't magic. You have to do certain things, not do certain things, do them in a certain order, and then you'll be successful. And if you have somebody helping you, he can tell you, hey man, you're doing everything right, but change that. And when you're learning that from the internet, it's a little bit difficult, because there's so many wrong sources around there, and when you're not successful yet, you can't decide which source is right. Because some people, they sound really nice, they're really persuasive, but the advice doesn't really work. I mean, when you ask girls, they tell you you have to be super nice, super friendly, super caring. When you ask other guys, they tell you, just be natural, man. You have to be natural, be yourself, that's good enough. And other people also tell you have to be alpha, you have to be the man. And in the end, all of those are kind of wrong, because it's a complex question, and for a complex question, it's very hard to give a simple answer. I mean, it's when you ask somebody like how to fight, then the answer is not punch, kick, choke, or anything like that. The answer is learn how to fight and do all the things necessary to be good in fighting, which is a little bit more complex. You need to work out, punch well, kick well, be good at the ground and so on. So you need to have an array of skills. And when you have somebody who already is where you want to be and that person is teaching you, and it's super simple to get there, because you can exactly point at the things you need to be doing. Speaking of that, guys, Deepak is coming to India and Europe very soon, and there's a chance to meet him in person. So if you want to do that, apply through the second link below, and then we can talk in person and see what we can do for you.